Hi guys, so I'm just out chilling with the goats, keeping an eye on everything. Ramona and her baby are actually out with the herd, but we had a little bit of an issue. Even though I know Ramona's been with dogs before, she started targeting our male LGD. Oh, the sun, sorry about that. She started targeting our male LGD, Riley. I mean, I had him tethered, so that way there would be no chance of him trying to chase or do anything. And she actually ran across the paddock and just butted the heck out of him. So we decided this morning to put Riley in the kennel, and that way he is protected, and maybe she'll feel a little less threatened. Hang on, I got to show you guys what they're doing right now. There's Ramona, and Calypso's right next to her, and then there's Samson. Oh, he was rearing up. It was pretty funny. Now they're not going to do it. Oh, I hear it. You stole the dog's food. You're mean, mean goat. So far, I mean, the goats are just doing their typical behaviors, butting heads and all of that. Nothing crazy. There you go. But she just, she's doing a little better now. She's actually wanting to eat hay, and she's ignoring him. I drove her away from the kennel to get her mind off of him. And she really hasn't done anything to Sadie. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get him back out later on, either today or maybe tomorrow, provided he doesn't escape the kennel, because it doesn't have a hot wire on it or anything, and he can dig. But we'll see. I mean, things will get adjusted. It's just an adjustment period. It's always tough when things change and you bring in new animals. So I decided for today that I would do 10 random facts about me. So the first one is my favorite color is blue. And number 2 is I grew up as an Army brat. So up until 13, I traveled around the country and even went overseas for a couple of years with my dad. My dad was in the Army, and he's a career Army veteran. And yeah, so some of the cool places we got to go was Alaska. So when I talk about the 23 degrees here and it's being cold, yeah, it's chilly, but it's nothing compared to when we were in Alaska. We also lived for a brief period, for a couple of years in Germany. My older brother, actually, on my parents' first tour to Germany, was born in Germany. So number 3 is, along with living in Alaska, I had a paper route. So I was a paper girl in Alaska. So I had to deliver a newspaper, and we were in Fairbanks, so it was the equivalent of just a regular big city newspaper. So on Sundays it was full of ads, and we had to deliver those 6 days a week. So Sundays was the only day that you didn't deliver a paper. And on the weekdays we did it after school. I'm getting butted in the leg by Annabelle. And then on Sundays we had to have them delivered by 7 a.m. So we had to get up really early, and it wasn't too bad in the summer, but oh my goodness, in the winter it was cold and it was dark, and sometimes it was 40 below. You still had to do that paper. So I always tease my kids that technically, you know, I did that whole barefoot in the snow uphill both ways thing because because I delivered the newspaper. Well, now she's walking over toward Riley again, so he's starting to bark. So hang on a second. I'm going to go send her the other way. Number 4, my favorite food of all time is a good smoked barbecue spare rib. Even as a little kid, people would guess my favorite food was pizza, but it wasn't. It was barbecued spare ribs. Who would have thought? It's kind of funny. Number 5. Oh, goodness gracious. Dresses or pants? Definitely pants. As a little girl, I always wore dresses, apparently. My mom told me I loved dresses and didn't want to wear pants or shorts or any of that kind of stuff. I always wanted to have a pretty little dress on. I have 2 dresses in my closet. Okay, well, actually, 1 dress and 1 skirt. The dress is my wedding dress. which we're not going to be wearing that again, probably. And the skirt is actually a cosplay skirt for Steampunk, which brings us to number 6. I love Steampunk. I love the genre. I love the books. Leviathan is probably one of my favorite books of all time. So Steampunk is absolutely fun. For a couple of years, my oldest son and I would actually dress up cosplay and go to a Steampunk convention that they would hold down by Cincinnati. And it was a lot of fun. Let's see, number 7, favorite dessert, cheesecake, which I can't have anymore because of my Hashimoto's. So yeah, I have, yeah, that would be my absolute favorite. Is a good, and I'm talking, I don't want no bake. I want a New York cheesecake, you know, the good yummy kind. And I don't care if it has strawberries or anything else on it. I just want the cheesecake. Number 8, favorite animal. Let's see, my favorite animal, you know, it's hard. It's a tie between goats and horses. As a little girl growing up, and when I got my horses, I definitely have to say it was 100% horses. But now that I have goats, I think it's a tie. I don't think I could pick between the two, because I have so much fun riding my horses, interacting with my horses. They're so intuitive, and goats are just so funny and just so much fun. You know, and lovable. They're kind of like dogs. So, number 9, let's see, what would number 9 be? Should have wrote all these down before I decided to do this. Number 9 would be that, no one probably would ever guess this now, but I used to hate being outside. I have allergies, and oh, I mean, as a little kid, yeah, I liked being outside and playing. But right around the age of probably 9, clear up until probably 18, I would sit inside and read books. Huge bookworm. Loved book. Mostly science fiction. Nancy Drew. You know, a lot of the kind of Dungeons and Dragons types books, romance novels. My mother used to buy me romance novels from Harlequin Books when I was probably around 14, and I would read them all the time. So if I had a choice back then whether I was to go outside and do something or stay inside in my room with the door closed with a book, oh yeah, that was totally me. Total bookworm. And number 10, what did I want to be when I grew up? For the longest time, I wanted to be a nurse. And I didn't go to nursing school, but I did become a medical assistant. I worked in the healthcare field for quite some time, and then when we had kids, I quit working, and now I just love farming. So, you know, I love my homesteading, and that's my true joy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the list, and I'm going to sit out here for a little bit longer, keep an eye on things, and we'll talk at y'all later. And she's back at it again. Now, see, he can't do anything. He can't chase. He can't do anything. And he was sitting here quiet until she came over. She just, there's something about him that she does not trust. Right, no. Yeah, I know. You're trying to be a good boy. Get. Go on. Off you go. No, Riley. And I'm not quite sure why, because she grew up with, I mean, she was around dogs and didn't have a problem with them. But she does keep an eye on Sadie, but Riley, something about him, I don't know if it's because he's an unneutered male. Maybe that's it. I don't know. You know, that there is something about him that she just does not trust. I still can't get over the fact that this baby is right about 9 weeks old. And honestly, Mama's been moving away more and more when she tries to nurse, so I wonder if she's already trying to wean her. What, baby girl? Hi, baby. Hi, Calypso. And she wouldn't even come near me when we first brought them home. So now she'll actually come up and smell me, and sometimes she'll let me pet her. What, sweet thing? What, sweet thing? Calypso. You're a pretty girl. You gonna let me pet you today? Oh, nope. She said no. mama goat, Ramona. She is something else. And then you have the three Stooges. And I honestly do call these the three Stooges. These are the first three goats that we got. We got Samson and Leia first, and then we picked up Betty. So they get along really well. Oh, and Beatrice is not here. Beatrice went to a breeder to see if we can't get her bred since she wound up not being pregnant. And then she came into heat. Not long after her supposed due date. She came in and had a raging heat cycle, so she is over with a beautiful Nubian buck, hopefully getting bred. And it was so late that when we got that done, my friend didn't get a chance to take Annabelle home. And that's what happens with goats when they change their mind about things. You good, Annie? She completely knocked her over. Not so sure I'm liking you very much, Ramona. You're kind of a meanie. Very protective of babies. Maybe we're going to wind up building you a separate pen for when you have babies. And she's not. I don't know. Hopefully she settles down in the next couple of days and gets used to everybody. She's watching Sadie.